Mr. Miller,
Here.
Mr. Tuma,
Here.
Mr. Gallagher,
Here.
Mr. Schron. Mr. Schron is absent at the moment. Ms. Conwell?
Here.
Mr. Jones?
Here.
Ms. Brown? Mr. Hairston?
Here.
Ms. Simon? Ms. Baker? Council President Brady?
Here.
There is a quorum.
Thank you. Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Page.
17130.
All right.
Yes, let the record reflect that Mr. Schron is in attendance.
All righty. Under the fourth item, silent meditation, I believe Councilwoman Conwell has something for us today.
Cuyahoga County Council takes this time to recognize and honor a true pioneer for justice, the Honorable Judge Jean Merrill Capers, first African-American female to serve on Cleveland City Council in 1949, long before the Civil Rights Act of 1964 and the Voting Rights Act of 1965. She was a champion for the rights of women and the rights of the disenfranchised. She fought courageously to end racial segregation and prejudice. She fought for city jobs for Black Clevelanders and spoke out against segregation in the local taxicab industry at a pivotal time in history. She served as an advisor on the campaign for Carl B. Stokes, who would become the first African-American mayor of a major U.S. city. She served as a special counsel to the Ohio Attorney General between 1964 to 1966 and was appointed as a judge for the Cleveland Municipal Court in 1977 by Governor James Rhodes. In her 104 years with us, her accomplishments and accolades would take us all night. But if you knew her, you can almost hear her say, "We must get it done if it takes all night." So let's please bow our heads for a moment of silence for the passing of the Honorable Judge Jean Merrill Capers. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilwoman. It's quite an achievement in a lot of ways. Is there any public comment related to the agenda?
I have no requests, Mr. President.
Okay. I'd like to approve the minutes, to have a motion to approve the minutes of July the 11th, 2017 Committee of the Whole and July the 11th, 2017 regular meeting.
Aye, so moved.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. The minutes are approved. The only announcement from the council president is to acknowledge the fact that our former colleague David Greenspan, now the most famous state legislator in the history of Ohio, has joined us this afternoon. Thank you, David. And I understand nothing under number 8 today. Legislation introduced by council, consideration of a resolution of council for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2017-0133, approving the appointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Soldiers and Sailors Monument Commission Board of Trustees for an unexpired term ending November 5th, 2020.
And we'll go to Human Resources. Committee report and consideration of a resolution of council for second reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Suspend the rules.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye. All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2017-0123, adopting various changes to the Cuyahoga County non-bargaining classification plan.
Move to adopt.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Legislation introduced by the executive, consideration of a resolution for first reading adoption under suspension of the rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
It's been moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The rules have been suspended. Clerk.
Resolution number 2017-0134, amending the 2016-2017 biennial operating budget for 2017 by providing for additional fiscal appropriations for appropriation transfers and for cash transfers.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded.
Mr. President, my colleagues, this is the standard bi-monthly fiscal resolution. We submitted questions to Budget and Management, and they've been answered satisfactorily, and copies are on your desk. The most important item is a $120,000 realignment in which money was reduced from the senior options program to meet funding needs in other programs, and we asked a lot of questions about this, both to Budget and Management and to Director Jones at Senior and Adult, and we have been assured that the backlog in the options program has been cleared and that everybody can be served with the existing money that's available. I still have a little bit of concern and feel that it requires continued watching, but I do recommend approval. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, the ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Consideration of resolutions for first reading and referral to committee.
Resolution number 2017-0135, confirming the county executive's appointment of Diane M. Downing to serve on the Cuyahoga County Charter Review Commission for the term September 1, 2017 through August 31, 2018.
And this will be referred to the Council Operations Committee.
Resolution number 2017-0136, confirming the county executive's reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga Arts and Culture Board of Trustees for an unexpired term ending March 31st, 2020. Mr. President, I've also learned that one of these appointments is an appointment, Mr. Kenneth Miller, but Ms. Gwendolyn Garth is a reappointment, so I have made technical changes to the resolution for it to go into committee.
Thank you. This will be referred to HR.
Resolution number 2017-0137, confirming the county executive's reappointment of Nick Nardi to serve on the Greater Cleveland Regional Transit Authority Board of Trustees for an unexpired term ending February 29, 2020.
This will also be referred to HR.
Resolution number 2017-0138, authorizing a purchase and sale agreement with Bricklayer Union Local Number 5 in the amount not to exceed $325,000 for a property located at 4205 Chester Avenue, Cleveland, permanent parcel numbers 104311011 and 104311014.
This will be referred to Public Works.
Resolution number 2017-0139, authorizing an economic development fund place-based mixed-use loan in the amount not to exceed $2 million to 515 Euclid Avenue for the benefit of the Beacon Project located at 515 Euclid Avenue, Cleveland.
Be referred to Economic Development.
Resolution number 2017-0140, authorizing agreements with various political subdivisions for participation in the Cuyahoga County Benefits Regionalization Program for the period January 1, 2017 through December 31, 2017, as printed on the agenda.
This will be referred to Human Resources, Appointments and Equity Committee. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading.
Resolution number 2017-0127, confirming the county executive's reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cleveland Cuyahoga County Port Authority Board of Directors for various terms as printed on the agenda.
Move approval.
Mr. President, this is second reading.
Oh,
on
I'm
the
sorry. That's my fault. So this item then will move on to the August 8th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2017-0129, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Community Improvement Corporation Board of Trustees for various terms as printed on the agenda.
This will also move to the August 8th council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption.
Resolution number 2017-0131, authorizing a contract with Court Community Service in the amount not to exceed $555,000 for the Community Work Service Placement and Supervision Program for the period January 1, 2018 through December 31, 2020.
This will also move to the August 8, 2017 council agenda for consideration for third reading adoption. Committee reports and consideration of resolutions for second reading adoption under suspension of rules. Could I have a motion to suspend the rules?
Mr. President, I move to suspend the rules.
Second.
Did all those in favor say aye? Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The rules are suspended.
Resolution number 2017-0102, confirming the county executive's appointment of various individuals to serve on the Cuyahoga County Charter Review Commission for the term September 1, 2017 through August 31, 2018, as printed on the agenda.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Yes, we, all individuals in attendance for the committee meeting were vetted, questioned, and I do ask my colleagues' support in moving this forward.
Any other discussion? All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0128, confirming the county executive's appointment and reappointment of various individuals to serve on the Alcohol, Drug Addiction, and Mental Health Services Board of Cuyahoga County for various terms as printed on the agenda.
Move to adopt. Second.
And seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. President, I'd like to thank Chairwoman Brown. I ran the committee meeting. Mr. Max Rodas showed and spoke actually quite at length about this and his passion. Mr. Cade and Mr. Shannon sent the proper letters of inquiry that we requested, and the reappointments of Steve Kilpack and Cassie Handler both sent letters requesting that they be reappointed, and their passion and background for such an appointment. The committee recommends that we adopt 128.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted.
Resolution number 2017-0130, making an award on requisition number 39750 to Terrick Roofing Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $2,448,661 for the Cuyahoga County Historical Courthouse Roof Replacement and Stone Repair Project.
Move to adopt. Second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. President, on July 19th, 2017, Christine Petro of the Department of Public Works came before the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee and discussed this legislation and the necessity of moving promptly with this contract. This will cover the cost of roof repair, which the roof is about 50,000 square feet. This goes back to the assessment that was put in place by the administration several years ago, and it was recommended that this roof be replaced within a 5-year period. Coming up upon that, and the roof is substantially aged, over, I believe it was 40 years, I think they said. And there is a 40-year warranty on the new roofing, which I will not be around to tell whether we have the warranty on that, but I would recommend to council, ask my colleagues to move this along to second reading suspension.
All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. That is one big roofing job.
Resolution number 2017-0132, making an award on requisition number 39002 to Esposito Mortuary Services Incorporated in the amount not to exceed $1,710,000 for body transportation services for the period August 1, 2017 through July 31, 2020.
Move to adopt.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion?
Mr. President, I think this is quite self-explanatory.
All right. All those in favor say aye. Aye. All those opposed? The ayes have it. The resolution is adopted. Miscellaneous committee reports. Councilman Miller.
Mr. President, my colleague Finance and Budget will not meet next week. We don't have any finance legislation, but we will meet on Monday, August 14th at our regularly scheduled time slot. This will be the second quarter financial review. And these are the numbers that are used to prepare the base for the 2018-19 biennial budget, so it will be a very important session. We're also looking at Monday, September 18th as a possible date for the next quarterly review on the ERP project, so we hope to get that nailed down within the next week or so. Also, just a brief note of miscellaneous business. I would like to note that a report came in since our last meeting that in 2016, the infant mortality rate in Cuyahoga County declined by 17% over the previous year. So I hope that that's an indication that our initiatives in that area are working and that that trend continues. Thank you.
Thank you, Councilman.
Mr. President, the Public Works Procurement and Contracting Committee will have a regularly scheduled meeting next Wednesday at 10 a.m.
All right,
Mr. President, Economic Development will meet at 3 o'clock next Monday.
thank you.
HHS Chair and Finance and Budgeting Chair will meet to discuss today at 4 o'clock with the administration the Health and Human Services Strategic Plan.
The HR Committee will meet on August 1st at 10 o'clock to discuss items that were referred from the agenda.
The Choir Committee will meet August 1st at 3 p.m. To deal with items referred to committee.
All right. Any other miscellaneous business anyone would like to bring before the council members? Hearing none. Is there any public comment unrelated to the agenda?
Yes, Mr. President. Mr. Rudy Breglia.
Sorry about that. I'm a citizen advocate for seatbelts in school buses. I have no commercial interest. I know that we're all on the same page. We want the safest form of transportation for our children. And we realize that it's better to have a seatbelt on if you're in a crash. What I'd like to do today is get some feedback from you on the issue and also what you think the next step should be. In November of last year, we all got a wake-up call when a school bus in Chattanooga, Tennessee overturned and 6 children were killed and more than 20 were injured. These kids had no seatbelt protection. They really had no chance at all. The Chattanooga crash confirmed the inadequacy of school bus safety features. Fatalities and injuries in school bus crashes are not inevitable, but they're preventable with seat belts. The take-home message is seat belts save lives. The putting seat belts in school buses has been a 40-year debate based upon a flawed theory. The federal government compromised and required only padded seat backs instead of seat belts in school buses. The flawed theory that I mentioned was based upon padded seat backs absorbing the impact energy of children's bodies set in motion by sudden stops and crashes. It is high-stakes gambling every time we send our children flying down the road without seat belts. 7 states and more than 200 school districts require seat belts in school buses. Avon Lake has initiated a trial program where they're purchasing 1 bus with seat belts, and the Cleveland School District has 80% of its school buses with seat belts. The conclusion that I've come to is that current current school bus safety features are inadequate. And that's since 6 children die every year, and there are more than 7,000 injuries in the United States. There are 3 reasons basically why school districts don't employ seat belts. One is cost. and that works out to about $5 a student a year. The second reason is misinformation, and the third is it's new to the school districts. Although we've had seatbelts in cars since 1968, school districts are not used to having seatbelts in school buses. If you want to hear more about this, you can contact me at rudybreglia@gmail.com. That's RUDYBREGLIA@gmail.com. And I am available for groups who want to learn more about the issue. The seatbelts in school buses is like fire insurance, essential but rarely used. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Lou?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. I'm glad to learn more information about safety and prevention today. Not only from this gentleman's words, also from certain projects we just had. However, the things I want to talk about is kind of related, but it's also in grave dangers, as I have been trying to let you know. Last Thursday, Office of Homeless Service Advisory Board had a meeting. In this meeting, they want to pass a proposed policy saying that people stay in the shelter if they refuse viable choices on housing 3 times. They will only receive basic service in the shelter. However, look at all the shelters we still have. Actually, most of them already offer just the basics. All other add-on programs are actually funded by other foundations or other organizations, not really from HUD funding or federal government funding. In this particular meeting, I stated this proposed policy should not be in place without this particular committee working on something like maximize the choices on housing for single adults. In that case, you will have a place to move them to, instead of just telling them, try to find a place which actually you can find none outside. And also, same thing with the job. Yes, I have a couple people telling me in this meeting and other meetings, trying to help on affordable housing and finding possibilities on jobs for homeless people is not their jurisdictions. Unfortunately, if this committee is called Single Adult Strategy for Housing, I think they should put those things in progress. In that case, homeless people will feel more comfortable about this proposed policy. Yes, I voted no for that. And I also make the motion to have the next advisory board meeting to relocate at a location at 2227 Payne Avenue, that women's shelter, so they can actually see the firsthand why homeless people cannot understand why this kind of policy will put on them when they are in the shelter only to seek out help. Unfortunately, of course, my motion was not a popular one. That's why I'm here to request your help. If certain things cannot really happen for us in a short time, then please don't put more pressure on homeless people who already lost all the resources. They cannot even get a bus pass from their caseworkers to go to do job searching or even interview. Doesn't matter for job or CMHA. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Mr. Alan Collins?
Greetings and salutations. I'm here today just to go over my situation of the county's case of Warren Dunzell against Cuyahoga County. I wasn't able to participate last time when my fellow plaintiffs were here to speak. I'm speaking on my behalf, on my situation, on what we had to do or what happened to us doing this case, for this case. As you know, when Ed Fitzgerald took over, he decided to change people's salaries and positions without basically interviewing each individual case, each person's case individually. He just broad brushed us all, and I got caught up in that situation. My situation was unique in the fact that I not only came from a different section with the Cuyahoga County Engineering Department to a different department where I was making a certain amount of money in one position, and I was making more than the other people in that new department. And when they came over and reviewed my case, they saw I was making so much more than my fellow employees that they cut my salary 25%. And I wanted to let you guys know that you need to take a real hard look at the situation that was brought upon us with that situation with Fitzgerald, because he ran on a policy of he was going to change the corruption in Cuyahoga County, and he was part of the corruption himself. If you can take into your hearts to actually look and actually see what this case is going on, we've actually won the case, but it's been under appeal. And I mean, we're not trying to get something that we're not due. We're just trying to get our just rewards. And I mean, I don't know if any of you up here are religious in any way, but as in Matthew 25, it states that whatever you do to the least of my brethren, you do to me. So if any of you ever come into a situation where you're going to be unjustly reduced in your capacity to earn a living, you'll understand how I feel. Thank you.
Reverend Pinckney Butts.
Good evening, good afternoon, everyone. I greet you in the name of Jesus Christ. And I came this evening, I actually wasn't even going to say anything until some reminders came to me this evening. I am the pastor of No Fear But God Fellowship Assembly, and I began the ministry in my home on Ludlow Road over 15 years ago. And I will be celebrating my 15-year anniversary the week of August 6th through the 13th. And on the 9th, I'm scheduled to be at Eastview United Church of Christ at 15615 Chagrin Boulevard from 6 to 8 p.m. for those of you who would like to join me. And my executive administrator is Steve Laparo, whose number is 440-708-3113. And we will also be giving praise and worship in the park on Public Square, August the 25th through the 27th, honoring my mom, Dr. Betty K. Butts Pinckney, attorney at law, who has impacted everybody's life in this room in a positive way. And I am the conduit under which I'm asking you to communicate for any questions, comments, concerns, resolutions, proclamations, anything pertaining to the death and the burial of Judge Jean Muriel Capers. And I am the person that people need to communicate with for that situation and for that occasion. And I am the person who gets the information to the overseer of that. My phone number is 1-216-548-0820. My church phone number is 1-216-466-2872. Please honor and respect the protocol. Please honor and respect this woman's death and life. Please honor and respect the leadership that is working very, very hard to be accommodating to each of you who would like to be a part of this celebration, occasion, and even this loss. And tentatively, the homegoing ceremony is scheduled to be at Holy Trinity Baptist Church on East 131st Street in Cleveland, Ohio. We are still working on it, and it is tentatively being scheduled for the month of September. I'm asking, please do not bombard other people with phone calls and other information. Please come through me directly, Reverend Pamela M. Pinckney Butts, and I will get the information and your concerns to the proper channels. Thank you very much. God bless you and have a good evening.
The final speaker, Mr. Rico Dancy.
Good afternoon. I'm the president will be leaving Ohio. 3 positions I took: the National Black Deaf Advocate, the National Social for the Deaf, and Wrong Conviction for the Deaf. I took them positions because I seen wrong conviction for the deaf. Tomorrow will be a year when the deaf guy who lost his life in South Carolina. I will be going to South Carolina to celebrate the nation tomorrow. I just got one question for, when I turn in 460 petitions, okay? Without my hearing aids, I can hear. Without my hearing aids, I can hear nothing. The board did like this. Can you fucking hear me? That's what she said. One of the chairperson. And I asked that question. I said, "Where's the interpreter? It's not our job." If they don't know what the ADA law stands for America with Disabilities Act, Title II, where I'm going to file tomorrow morning through my organization. We're going to get ready to hold the Board of Elections accountable. How they talk to people with a disability, she allowed this and she cussed. And asked her, can she stop covering her mouth? She let this do, okay, it's fine. It should be against the law for to have people who's deaf run for office. I don't see that in the book. I need somebody to show me in the book that it says, if you're deaf or you have a disability, you're not allowed to run for office. I need somebody to show me that in the book, okay? And I need to know, is it in a policy, if you run for office, who pay what under the table? We know about the game, the dirty politicians, what we have in Cleveland, okay? Some of them. My auntie worked for the board election, contacted me about a situation, and I was very hurt how the game be played. So when I go to the American with Disabilities Act in DC, file the ADA complaint Title II, what I'm gonna file, because once I come to president, I will have power and authority to get whoever involved in this, okay? And Ms. Brown, I wanna thank you for the text 911. We are just concerned. I'm concerned. Deaf folks concerned. I have over maybe 900 people backing me up. They're concerned. See, when I came to president and called Deaf TV, contact me, he said, why did that happen to you? I don't know. I need to know who paid who. Why did they do that? Who got paid under the table? Okay? My auntie used to be in politics in Washington, D.C. She told me what the game. I need to know, is it a law? It says if you are deaf, you're not allowed to run for public office. If it's a policy, I need someone to show me that policy. Because if it don't say that, then the Board of Elections is violating my civil rights. Thank you.